In the quiet Denver apartment, the evening hush was shattered. Claire stood in their bedroom, facing Ryan. She let her robe slip to the floor, revealing something unexpected. There, on her hip, was a fresh tattoo. It bore the initials JT, etched boldly against her skin. Ryan, a 33-year-old carpenter, froze in place. He and Claire had been married for 6 years. They shared a life built around their 5-year-old daughter, Lily. But lately, their marriage had felt the weight of strain. Ryan's long hours on construction sites left him exhausted. Claire, a 31-year-old graphic designer, often worked late into the night on her projects. They loved each other, but the distance had grown. Now, this moment hit Ryan like a cold wave. His eyes locked on the tattoo. "What's going on?" he asked, his voice trembling with confusion and betrayal. The initials JT stood out starkly, a mark he had never seen before. It looked new, deliberate. Claire froze, her face paling. She stammered, trying to explain. "It's just art," she said. An impulsive decision from a girl's night out. But Ryan's trust, already frayed by her recent secrecy, began to crack. She had been guarded lately, with constant phone calls and texts. He had heard her mention JT in passing, a co-worker from her studio. He had brushed it aside, not wanting to overthink. But now, this tattoo felt like a silent confession. He stepped back, pain flooding through him. "What's going on with JT?" he demanded again, his voice steady but edged with hurt. Claire's silence hung heavy in the air. Down the hall, Lily slept peacefully in her room, unaware of the storm brewing. Claire pulled her robe tight around her, swearing the tattoo was nothing more than a drunken mistake. It wasn't proof of anything deeper, she insisted. No affair, no betrayal. Ryan's shock twisted into anger. He had trusted her, even with the late-night texts and vague explanations about work meetings. But this was too much. He didn't yell or raise his voice. Instead, he retreated to the living room, needing space to breathe. The apartment felt smaller, suffocating. Claire panicked in the silence. She grabbed her phone and called her sister, whispering urgently. Her sister urged her to come clean, to be honest. What Claire had thought was an edgy joke, a reckless bit of fun, had backfired horribly. It exposed her flirtation with JT to a husband who was already on edge from their drifting apart. The morning dawned tense and heavy. Ryan got up early, his movements mechanical. He took Lily to school, dropping her off with a kiss on her forehead. In the car, his silence was deafening, his mind replaying the night before. Claire stayed home, sending him apologetic texts throughout the day. "JT is just a friend," she wrote. The tattoo was a spur-of-the-moment thing. "Please believe me." Ryan replied simply, "Claire, we'll talk tonight." At work, amid the sawdust and hammers, he confided in a close friend. The friend listened, then suggested that her secrecy might point to something deeper. "People don't get tattoos like that for no reason," his friend said. Ryan nodded, his heart aching. Meanwhile, at her design studio, Claire wrestled with guilt. She stared at her computer screen, but her mind was elsewhere. She had let JT's attention fill a void in her life, a void left by Ryan's constant absence. His long hours had left her feeling lonely, invisible. JT's compliments and easy conversations had made her feel seen again. But it was just flirtation, she told herself. Nothing physical. The tattoo, though reckless and impulsive, now symbolized her biggest mistake. That evening, after arranging for Lily to stay with a friend, Ryan and Claire faced each other in the kitchen. The air was thick with unspoken words. "Is JT more than a friend?" Ryan asked, his voice steady but wounded. Claire broke down in tears. She admitted the truth, she had flirted with JT, craving the validation she felt missing at home. But she swore it had never gone further. No kisses, no secrets beyond words. The tattoo was her way of feeling alive, rebellious, not a sign of devotion to him. Ryan felt the betrayal cut deep. Their bedroom, once a sacred space of intimacy, now felt tainted by this revelation. He paced the room, his hands clenched. "How could you?" he whispered. Claire begged for a chance to fix it. She suggested counseling, pleading that they could work through this. For Lily's sake, Ryan agreed. Their trust was fragile, hanging by a thread, but he wasn't ready to let go. The counseling sessions began, and they were painful. In the therapist's office, Claire opened up about her loneliness. She described how Ryan's work had left her feeling isolated, how JT's attention had been a temporary escape. Ryan listened, acknowledging his part. He admitted he had been absent too often, buried in his job. But he held firm, her secrecy, the tattoo, they were choices she had made. Together, they set boundaries. No more contact with JT, full transparency with phones and schedules. Claire scheduled sessions for tattoo removal, watching as the laser began to fade the initials from her skin. Ryan planned family nights, carving out time from his busy days. Lily became their anchor. Her laughter filled the apartment during coloring sessions at the kitchen table. She drew pictures of their family, stick figures holding hands under a bright sun. Those moments grounded them, reminding them of what they were fighting for. The tattoo became a scar, both literal and emotional. But their efforts softened its weight. Weeks turned into months. The bedroom felt less like a battlefield and more like home again. Ryan helped Lily with her crafts, building tiny wooden houses for her dolls. Claire joined in, her laughter hesitant at first, but growing sincere. Counseling taught them balance. Claire learned to speak up about her needs instead of seeking validation elsewhere. Ryan learned to be present, to put down his tools and pick up the phone to check in. The moment her robe had dropped, meant to be a bold gesture, had nearly ended them. But Ryan's demand for truth had brought clarity instead. They weren't fully healed yet. Claire still flinched at the mention of JT's name in casual conversation. Ryan occasionally checked her phone, a habit born from hurt. Yet, their bond grew stronger with each passing day. At Lily's school play, they sat side by side in the audience, clapping as she danced across the stage in her little costume. The tattoo incident was a wound, but their work to heal it proved their resilience. They laughed more now, loved more openly. They knew trust takes time to rebuild, like constructing a house brick by brick. The bedroom was theirs again, a place of connection, not conflict. One night, as they tucked Lily into bed, Claire leaned over and whispered to Ryan, "I'm all in." He nodded, squeezing her hand. "I know." Her reckless choice had tested their marriage to its limits, but their decision to fight for it became their greatest triumph. In their quiet Denver apartment, Lily's drawings glowed on the fridge like beacons. They were symbols of a bond renewed. Claire's moment of rebellion had nearly broken them. But Ryan's insistence on truth had reset their path. Now, they moved forward hand in hand, knowing that even a shocking reveal can lead to deeper love when both choose to stay.